Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Depending on where you are in this world, God bless you. This is Gloria White coming to you from Utah, USA. Today we're continuing in the book of Jeremiah, and we are in chapter 34. The word which came unto Jeremiah from the Lord when Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon, and all his army, and all the kingdoms of the earth of his dominion, and all the people fought against Jerusalem, and against all the cities thereof, saying, Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, Go and speak to Zedekiah king of Judah, and tell him, Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will give this city into the hand of the king of Babylon, and he shall burn it with fire, and thou shalt not escape out of his hand, but shalt surely be taken and delivered into his hand. And thine eyes shall behold the eyes of the king of Babylon, and he shall speak with thee mouth to mouth, or face to face, and thou shalt go to Babylon. Yet hear the word of the Lord, O Zedekiah king of Judah. Thus saith the Lord, Of thee thou shalt not die by the sword, but thou shalt die in peace, and with the burnings or ceremonies of thy fathers, the former kings which were before thee. So shall they burn odors or incense for thee, and they will lament thee, saying, Ah, Lord, for I have pronounced the word, saith the Lord. Then Jeremiah the prophet spake all these words unto Zedekiah king of Judah in Jerusalem, when the king of Babylon's army fought against Jerusalem, and against all the cities of Judah that were left, against Lachish, and against Azekah. For these defenced cities remained of the cities of Judah. This is the word that came unto Jeremiah from the Lord, after that the king Zedekiah had made a covenant with all the people which were at Jerusalem, to proclaim liberty unto them, that every man should let his manservant, and every man his maidservant, being an Hebrew or a Hebrewist, go free, that none should serve himself of them, to wit, of a Jew his brother. They shouldn't have any more Jewish or men or women as maidservants or manservants. Now, when all the princes and all the people which had entered into the covenant heard that every one should let his manservant and every one his maidservant go free, that none should serve themselves of them any more, then they obeyed and let them go. But afterward they turned and caused the servants and the handmaids, whom they had let go free, to return, and brought them into subjection for servants and for handmaids. Therefore the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, I made a covenant with your fathers in the day that I brought them forth out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage, saying, At the end of 7 years let ye go every man his brother and Hebrew, which hath been sold unto thee. And when he hath served thee 6 years, thou shalt let him go free from thee. But your fathers hearkened not unto me, neither inclined their ear. And ye were now turned, and had done right in my sight, in proclaiming liberty every man to his neighbor. And ye had made a covenant before me in the house which is called by my name. But ye turned and polluted my name, and caused every man his servant, and every man his handmaid, whom he had set free at liberty, at their pleasure to return, and brought them into subjection, to be unto you for servants and for handmaids. Thus saith the Lord, Ye have not hearkened unto me in proclaiming liberty, every one to his brother, every man to his neighbor. Behold, I proclaim a liberty for you, saith the Lord, to the sword, to the pestilence, to the famine, and I will make you to be removed into all the kingdoms of earth. And I will give the men that have transgressed my covenant, which have not performed the words of my covenant, which they had made before me, when they cut the calf in twain or in two, and passed between the parts thereof. Now, this verse is important, but why is it important? Well, if we go back and we look in Genesis at chapter 15, verse 10, and we read, "And he took unto him all these, and divided them in the midst, and laid each piece one against another, but the birds divided he not." And then verse 17, "And it came to pass that when the sun went down, and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace, and a burning lamp, that passed between those pieces." Now, the way the Lord had lay out the sacrifice was together, laid each piece one against another. But here in Jeremiah, they didn't do that. They did this, which they had made before me, the covenant, when they cut the calf in twain and passed between the parts thereof. That was where God traveled through. God, was the smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. He passed between the pieces. Here, they passed between the pieces. The princes of Judah and the princes of Jerusalem, the eunuchs and the priests, and all the people of the land, which passed between the parts of the calf. They did what God did. They took the place of God. They passed between the parts, which was where God went through. "And I will give even them into the hand of their enemies, and into the hand of them that seek their life. And their dead bodies shall be for meat unto the fowls of the heaven, and to the beasts of the earth. And Zedekiah king of Judah and his princes will I give into the hand of their enemies, and into the hand of them that seek their life, and into the hand of the king of Babylon's army, which are gone up from you. Behold, I will command, saith the Lord, and cause them to return to this city, and they shall fight against it, and take it, and burn it with fire. And I will make the cities of Judah a desolation without an inhabitant." So where God had told them to lay the sacrifice pieces together, they separated it so they could pass through instead of God. And now you know they're in for it. God said, "You're going to Babylon. Those of you who live, the rest of you." And as always, I love you.